Welcome to episode 338 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Good morning, once again.
Good morning. We are producerless this morning.
We have no producer, so we're going to get wild and off the rails because we have no guidance.
There's no keeper. There's no Papa Producer Gerald in the house.
There's no one to rein us in. We're just two crazy guys talking.
Talking video games and such. Yeah, Gerald is on holiday.
Vacation. We call it vacation here across the pond.
Okay. He's on vacation.
It's 4th of July weekend, and here you're pulling out the Brit stuff. Well, what's up with that?
I think you can celebrate holiday in the U.S.
It's vacation in the U.S.
It sounds so much better. Holiday sounds so much better.
I'm not going to argue that point, because I agree with you on that. But culturally, we call it vacation here in the United States. Because... well, probably just because the Brits call it a holiday, and we won't call anything that they call it because we beat them 200-some-odd years ago to maintain our independence. Happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. America.
Happy history facts.
That's right.
But if someone's like, well, hey, I didn't see you last week, you're like, well, I was on holiday. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason, vacation comes with expectations. Where did you go? What did you do?
Well, that's true. I mean, I can see that.
But if you say I was on holiday, the other person is like, I don't even know what that means. There's no follow-up questions.
Well, the thing is in my mind anyway, because I've seen movies and such, vacation usually means that like you went somewhere and did something and made plans and had an itinerary of some sort. Whereas holiday, from what I can tell, is usually someone like going to a lake or a cabin by a pond. And that's holiday.
I don't think it has to be by a pond. I don't think that's exclusive.
That's everything I've ever seen, though. Going on holiday is like going to the coast or something. There's always water there, for one thing, and it's always a tiny house.
It sounds like you've got a rom-com expectation of what holiday is.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, too.
Paul Rudd's always there. I don't know. It's weird. This is we're recording this on the 7th, so we're not far removed from the 4th of July.
Nope.
From the holiday where we shoot tiny explosives into the air to celebrate our freedom.
And apparently we do that for 2 weeks before and possibly 2 weeks after.
Pretty much the month of July.
Yeah.
And I live in a fairly rural location.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't matter. Can't escape fireworks.
No, I live in a rural location as well. And probably more rural than you, honestly. And there's a few, but it's not as pronounced as it was when I did not live in a rural location.
I mean, it's still going off last night.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty heavily. Now, I used to live in town.
Yeah, you did.
And they celebrated for the entire month, every night, thousands of dollars of fireworks.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like it.
I mean, I'm not a fireworks guy myself. I never have been. To me, it's kind of like gambling. It's just a big waste of money to me. I mean, at that point, you're literally just burning your money or setting it on fire.
It's not even gambling. It is. It's like a family version of a strip club.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
You take some money, you enjoy it, but after that, it's just gone.
It's just gone. Because to me, fireworks aren't necessarily like memory makers.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like when you take a trip to Mount Rushmore. Like, that's a memory. Shooting
off...
like,
remember that time we shot off those bottle rockets?
Yeah. No, that doesn't... to me, that doesn't stick. It's like, there was lights in the sky and noise.
Now, as a child, there was a certain allure to fireworks for me.
See, I've never been a fireworks guy.
Yeah,
ever.
I love them.
Even when I was a kid, it did not. I don't know. I'm not.
I love them as a child,
but I have like uncles that are incredibly just pyromaniacs, and they would always go everywhere and get as many as they could. And I got $1,200 worth of fireworks. Wow, what a waste! You know what I could do with $1,200? Not blow it up.
Do you guys regulate the fireworks?
Here?
Yes.
Not like they used to. They used to actually be illegal here.
Mhm.
And, of course, that law would be skipped for the 4th of July. But you couldn't buy them here. You had to go down to Pennsylvania, which is 2.5 hours away, in order to get them.
So Tennessee, because it appreciates the freedom that we have.
And now we have the tents as well.
Yeah, Tennessee will just sell. Now, Kentucky has to sell these like weird prepackaged things.
Oh, they
Everything
can't
has
sell
to be-
them individually?
Everything has to be these packages, yeah. But Tennessee will pretty much just sell you explosives by the singles. Now, I don't like the loud ones. I like the pretty ones. I don't like the bangs just for the pops, I don't like that.
Yeah, none of them do anything for me. I'm just not a fireworks guy. Sorry.
But if you have an asshole neighbor who will spend $3,000, here's a life hack. You don't need to spend any.
That's true.
You could just watch his because you share the same sky.
That's true. That's very true.
That life hack. You could put that on. Make a YouTube video about it. I have some shoes also. Shout out to my shoes. I got some Pumas. One side red and white, the other side blue and white with stars on it. They're American shoes.
Where'd you get those?
I've had them for like a couple years now.
I don't think Puma is American, actually. I don't think Pumas are made in America.
It's not about being made there. It's about representing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know that anything's made here anymore.
Oh, there are some things that are made here.
Shoes?
I don't know.
We should have done some research before you just started talking about where shoes come from.
I didn't. I'm talking about Pumas, not shoes in general.
Whoa, I've unplugged my headset. I've got no audio right now.
Of course you did.
It's an emergency.
I'll just keep talking until you get a plug back in.
Back.
Don't worry. We'll get it working. We'll get it figured out.
You see how patriotic I am? I ripped the headset out.
I don't know. I don't see how those are related, but okay.
Because you were talking mess about the Pumas.
Yeah, that aren't made in America, so they technically have nothing to do with America other than they're designed to look like American colors.
They're made in Vietnam.
Vietnam?
I can see the box, yeah.
Okay. See? I told you. I'm right.
They're called Blaze the Glory. Blaze.
Blaze the Glory?
Uh-huh.
They should have called them Blazed.
No. Blaze of Glory. Sorry.
Blaze of Glory. Right. Like
Blaze of Glory RWB.
Like shot down.
Red, white, and blue.
In a blaze of glory.
Blaze of Glory, red, white, and blue is what they're called.
Like the John Bon Jovi song from Young Guns 2.
Now, the only miss of these shoes, because they're good shoes, the only miss is the box is green. And I feel like they missed the mark to patriotic.
What's about the shoes, not the box they come in?
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but they could have went all out,
Yeah, but they're Vietnamese.
Wow.
So they didn't
I don't know if they are. I mean, the shoes were manufactured there.
Well, then those people that work there are more than likely Vietnamese.
I'm fairly comfortable saying that Puma is an American company.
It is?
I think so.
I don't know.
I confirm it. Give me
confirm. Yeah, I'm giving you a second. Go for it. Look it up.
Yeah.
Google
Do you have
it.
any patriotic shoes?
I do not have any patriotic shoes. I'm wearing a Captain America tank top.
It's pretty much the same thing.
It's got a flag on it.
Puma. Should I check the wiki? Is that how we should?
You could. It might tell you.
Oh, they're German.
Yeah, I thought so. Because
I
believe they were designed to be a direct competitor to Adidas, as they call them.
The company was founded in 1948. So they've been around. They're a multinational company, though. Yeah. That designs and manufactures athletic and casual footwear, apparel, and accessories.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Isn't it fun? I'll tell you what's funny about all these different companies is how they, like, ebb and flow, like the tide, wax and wane. Because apparently, around here anyway, Champion is the
Champion's
top of the line. And 10 years ago, you were buying that stuff at Walmart.
Champion is back in, and I'll tell you something else that's back, and I don't know how you feel about this. The classic Croc is back.
I don't have an opinion on that one way or the other.
So Croc makes a lot of shoes that I like,
mm-hmm.
like the canvas ones with the Croc bottom.
Yeah, I like those.
They look like Sanooks. Like, I like those.
Yeah, I don't like actual Crocs.
But actual Crocs, like traditional Crocs, are back in now. They're trendy again. And that hadn't even been that long.
No, it's only been like 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Interesting. It's odd.
So, yeah. So, what we're saying is you need to dress head to toe in Champion and Croc if you want to fit in with the kids. That's a little fashion advice.
Pumas are back as well.
Yeah. So this is the fashion corner where we dress you for your everyday. So Dan wants you in a Puma tracksuit.
No. Actually, my preference is Adidas.
He wants you. Well, but we're Puma tracksuit, proudly made in the USA.
But Adidas doesn't like wax and wane. It's always a popular.
You want the red one with the white stripes?
The tracksuit?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll do the Puma American shoes with it.
Okay.
And then when you're casual, you'll take.
Why are you dressing somebody like a Russian?
Listen, and then when they're feeling casual, they're going to keep the jacket and the wife beater on, but they're going to take off.
I feel like you can wear that exact outfit in GTA 4.
They're going to take the pants off and just wear it with Crocs.
I feel like you can wear it in GTA. I believe that was a GTA 4 outfit you could buy.
Shame on you for saying you have to be Russian for one. That's a good look. That's a good damn look I put that person in. He doesn't have to be a villain. He doesn't have to get shot.
I didn't say he had to be. Just because he's a Russian doesn't make him a villain.
That's what you did with him in your
head. That's stereotyping.
You went straight to Grand Theft Auto.
Well, okay. I'll give you that.
So
that was the most recent game I could think of that featured Russians.
Was it GTA 4?
Yeah.
Niko Bellic.
The
game was great.
It was a good game.
This show's all about Grand Theft Auto 4. That's what we do. It's just Grand Theft Auto 4 fan fiction.
Oh.
That's all we do here. I want to talk about what we played.
Okay.
Because I celebrated the 4th without fireworks.
I didn't do fireworks either.
I did grill. I did that whole thing. Smoked some ribs. But I celebrated the 4th with some PlayStation VR. That's how I decided to ring in the holiday.
What'd you play?
So I was playing Blood and Truth. I was killing maybe Russians. I don't know. That'll be a fun sound clip if I ever run for office that people can pull out. But I was in the video game. I was engaging terrorists, and I was having a blast. I think I'm pretty close to the end of that game.
Were they terrorists or is it the English mob?
It's definitely the mob.
Okay, because that's different than terrorists. Organized crime is different than terrorism.
Anyone engaged in this hero that I play.
Okay.
So I was enjoying myself, having a good time. I played this mission, and I've almost decided, because my face gets really hot when I'm playing Blood and Truth, I've almost decided what's happening in VR when I get hot face. I think I'm getting like anxiety.
It's getting to be too much? It's too much pressure?
I think so. I think it's like pressure, and I don't want to miss anything, and I'm like you look around, I look around almost maybe too much in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm constantly like whipping my head left and right and up and down, making sure I'm not missing any of the collectibles. And plus, there's people shooting at me, and I don't want to fail because I don't want to have to do it over again because I want to see the story out. And like I think I like having like low grade anxiety when I'm playing.
And you start sweating.
And I get hot face, yeah.
Well, you're a sweater anyway, so.
Yeah, but it's different. Like, that's what I was trying to explain. There's a hot that always happens in VR.
And when I say sweater, I don't mean that you're like a knitted
like a
piece
wool
of clothing.
Sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, my body hair would argue maybe I am. But
that's fair.
Yeah. So, there's a hot face that just happens. But then there's this different, like, I'm uncomfortably, like, my face area is uncomfortably hot. And that happens when I'm playing Blood and Truth. But so I was playing it, I was enjoying myself. I was in a mission that I'm going to say is like 30 to 40 minutes long the way I was playing it, and my power flickered.
Uh-oh.
So I was like, that's really disrupting when you're in.
It was enough to turn the PS4 off to reset.
Yeah, it's really disrupting
right?
when you're in VR too, because I was like in it, like shit was happening. I was in the back of a truck shooting motorcycles, like shit was happening. So I was like, well, let me load it up and finish the last checkpoint so that I can just leave off there. No, sir, I could start the chapter over again is what happened when I loaded it up. So then I got like 30, 40 minutes of playing that again, already feeling hot-faced. Like, I was like, I can't do this. But I'm not done with VR. And this is why I know there's a difference, because I got in everybody's golf VR. And I immediately felt like fine.
No sweating, no.
No, I didn't feel like I was starting to feel a little nauseous playing Blood and Truth. Like, I got out of there, I played golf, I felt great, I wasn't hot anymore, I had a blast. So much so that when I was like, all right, I'm done with VR, then I backed out and was like, you know what, I'm able to get back in this Beat Saber, because I got that Imagine Dragons pack.
Mm-hmm.
And I beat it for like at least an hour. And I loved it.
You started sweating again?
Oh, yeah, it was, that's a cardio sweat, though.
But that's a good sweat?
Yeah.
That's not an anxious sweat?
I looked like I'd been to a spin class when I got done with Beat Saber.
So do any other games affect you that way?
So I got every time I play Dirt VR, Dirt Rally VR, that game makes me uncomfortable too. But there's a dude next to me yakking with the direction. He's like 90 degree, 45, 50, he's just spouting off shit that I don't understand. And you can't see, and the wipers are going, and it's throwing mud up on there. I think it's like I get overwhelmed.
You start having an anxiety attack.
No, that wouldn't be fair to say. Yeah, that wouldn't be fair to say. I think it's like I'm uncomfortable.
Okay.
Like so low grade that I'm just uncomfortable, which makes me start to just get hot and frustrated. But I don't feel frustrated. It's just like a body reaction.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's very strange. Like my palms aren't sweating or anything. It's just a face thing, and it's different than just being normally hot though. Because like I said, I jumped in golf and was immediately fine. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's a movement tied to like motion sickness, because a lot of times in Blood and Truth, you're not really moving.
You're just shooting stuff.
Right.
It's like on rails. Kind of.
So you teleport to move. You can do the smooth move, but I don't. I don't do the smooth move. I do the teleportation. Click, and then you just kind of, it's like blinking, and then you're there. Mm-hmm. But anyways, I rang in the fourth with a VR fest, or I probably played VR for 3 hours or so.
A good day.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I love every time I play VR, and I loved carving out a chunk like that. And I don't have a lot of time to do that. Mm-hmm. I was just off of work and happened to be right where I wouldn't. It was raining outside,
so you weren't doing anything outside.
Wasn't going to accomplish anything. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I just need a lazy day.
You need a day.
Yeah. So I played a lot of that. I'm back heavy into Farm Together.
Just you?
Yeah. So he jumped in. Marshall 205 jumped in for like 3 minutes. Don't let him try to tell you that he's farming together. He's not. So I farmed solo, and I'm working my way towards that platinum still. It's a long con though.
It's a long. Yep.
Yeah. I'm working my way towards it, but there's no time frame on this thing.
Haven't played a long game, huh?
Yeah. So still play that, and of course a lot more Rocket League. They put out their July 1st. They put out their 80s culture. Mm-hmm. This is the culture. They had TV show.
They did.
Now it's culture, and they're going to wrap up with. They had movies. They put up culture, and they're going to wrap up with 80s TV.
With TV.
Yeah,
that's August, right? Or the end of July?
The end of July, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's part of their summer
extravaganza.
Yeah, forget what they call it. Totally Awesome Summer.
Totally Awesome Summer.
Yeah, it's part of that update, which is 3 different waves. It's been pretty cool. New mode, Spike Rush, which everybody seems to hate. They did replace the Ghostbusters mode and put in the Spike Rush mode.
I ended up getting my challenge for that, but yeah, I hate that mode.
Yeah, nobody seems to like it.
I do not like that mode.
Yeah, it's certainly unique.
Yeah, it's one way to put it.
But yeah, just more Rocket League, more of that. But yeah, the highlight of the week was really the VR Fest that happened on the 4th.
Well, I actually got to play a little bit more than normal this week. By that, I mean like twice.
Which is 200% more than you've been playing.
Right. We played some Rocket League a couple nights this week, and mm-hmm. I think I told you last week that I had bought Car Mechanic Simulator. And so I've been rolling through that, and I finished my first project, and really, it's what I needed, because it's really chill, and you almost get in like a Zen-like place when you're going through everything and looking through your notes and buying the parts and figuring out what you need to take off to get to the parts. I really like that game. It's a really good game to just kind of get in there and do, rather than have to concentrate really hard and play. This
seems really out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it is, but I really like it. I think that the thing with the simulator games is I think it has to be something that I am actually interested in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in farming. There's farmers for that. I have no interest in that whatsoever. I'm not interested in the survival simulators, that kind of thing. But I have an interest in cars and such, and so I think that's the difference with it, is that I like the ins and outs of that. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that, and I'm really, really glad that I took the chance on it and bought it.
How much was it?
I think I got it with the place. I think it's normally $30, but I think I got it for $25 because I'm a Plus member.
Yeah, it's a game I'll eventually get to. It seems right up my alley. Right now I've got so much on my plate to play that I can't get to. But it's a game that I'll 100% play eventually.
I also updated my Life is Strange. I have all the episodes now, so I can finish those up. I've just about completed the first episode, I think, and I get back into that and play Life is Strange too. So,
is there something that's kept you from getting obsessed with this one?
I'm not. I don't know that it's. I know part of it. I think is that I know what type of experience I'm going to be in for, and it's not new anymore. I might have a better understanding of it when I actually play the game. But I think the thing about Life is Strange and Life is Strange Before the Storm, I think, is I tend to be very nostalgic. I like things that remind me of my childhood and take me back to a certain place in my life. Some people have no room in their life for nostalgia because they're always moving forward. Sometimes I just like to be reminded that life was easier then. And and I think that is what Life is Strange and Before the Storm tapped into because of when it took place. And what the actual story was. Obviously not the killer part, but everything else that you did within that was very much like being a teenager, and it invoked those emotions and those feelings. The story of Life is Strange 2 is very much it's not really like an everyman story. And
so you felt like especially the first game was more of a one size fits all, like everyone could find a way to relate.
Everyone could find a way to relate to it, and I think that's this story in Life is Strange 2 is it's definitely much more political, which I don't necessarily have a problem with, but it's political from a sense that I don't have any experience with or any understanding of. So I'm having trouble relating to the situation that is the main part of the game. Oh, that may change as I get further on. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm at. And I'm just not getting that sense of nostalgia from it because of what the story is. So
it's almost like with the first game especially, you could not play it.
Yeah.
And this one almost seems like you're having to force yourself to see it through.
A little bit, and I'm hoping that changes once the story goes further. But right now, just almost finishing the first chapter, it's one thing after another that is all related to, because I'm trying not to give spoilers here, so I don't even know if I can explain it properly.
Right.
But it's all related to that one
event.
That one, situation. It's a situation that many people find themselves in. And it's not one I can relate to, but everything that's happening in that in the story so far is based on that situation. Like I said, I'm trying to explain it without giving away spoilers.
It'll be interesting to see your thoughts on it after getting a little deeper and seeing if anything does change.
Now you can see that the don't nod, sensibility is still there, but yeah, I don't. It's not bad. It's just not clicking with me the way particularly the first one did.
I get it. I mean, I'm looking at you, Little Big Planet 3. I mean, that happens sometimes where there's a game you just love and you can't connect with the next one. But I thought this would be a no-brainer for you whenever it got announced and was coming out, and you just haven't seemed to. You could just tell you're bouncing off of it a little bit.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought the whole thing. But yeah, I want to play through it. I do, because I bought it. I guess I've done my part to support Don't Nod, right?
Right. They don't give a damn if you play it. At this point. Anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay.
That's it.
Let's jump into some news.
Is that? Yeah, because that's what we call this now.
Yeah, this is news. It's some stories we're going to go over.
Yes. Some shit we're going to talk about.
Some of these, calling them news, might be too generous. But let's open up. See, usually we do this whenever I talk about the PlayStation Plus and Games with Gold, but there was enough stories last week
that we didn't get to it.
That we cut it, so there wasn't enough stories this week, so I put it back on the schedule, which is how my high school English teacher pronounced it.
It's another English pronunciation.
Yeah, schedule.
You're getting good at this.
You're going over my holiday schedule.
Uh-huh.
So let's look at the games coming out in July. Some of these are already out. Some of them came out on July 4th, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
July 2nd, we got Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, PS4 and PC. Sea of Solitude, this is what I'm excited about. PS4, Xbox One, PC, July 4th. Remember, it was on EA's, I think EA had it on stage during that little indie spotlight.
Yep.
It's getting decent reviews. It seems to be in the 70s overall, so that's probably one I'm going to end up picking up and playing.
At some point.
Mm-hmm. Stranger Things 3, the game for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch was July 4th. Along with What Remains of Edith Finch on the Switch. Finch and Switch.
It's a tough one.
They got me all mixed up.
You pulled through it, though.
Yeah, thanks.
You did well.
Senran Kagura Peach Ball for the Switch on July 9th. Dr. Mario World for iOS and Android on July 10th. Soul Seraph for everything on July 10th. Jazzed up about this, biggest release of the month for me. Yeah. Dragon Quest Builders 2 for PS4 and Switch on the 12th. We also got God Eater 3 on the Switch for the 12th. Biggest release for you on here probably, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order for the Switch on the 19th. Beyond Two Souls for the PC on the 22nd of July. Fantasy Strike for PS4, PC, and Switch on the 25th. Raiden 5 or V, I don't know, Director's Cut for the Switch on the 25th.
I think it's 5.
It's hard to say. I don't play that. I don't even know what that is. Is it
I think it's like a shooter.
It's like a ship shooter, right?
Yeah.
Shmup. Fire Emblem 3 Houses for the Switch on the 26th. Kill La Kill If for
I don't know what the fuck is going on with titles now.
Yeah, I didn't have a stroke. That's what it's called. Kill La Kill If. PS4, PC, Switch on the 26th. Wolfenstein Youngblood, PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch on the 26th as well. And rounding out the month, Madden 20 Superstar Ultimate Superstar Editions, which is not everybody, but the people who spent way too much money. PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch on the 30th. So,
yep.
If I was doing this for you, I would say Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and Wolfenstein.
Then you would be spot on.
Yeah. With maybe, just maybe, if you had some money and were feeling froggy, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things I'm interested in. I'm in the middle of watching it right now. So
did you hear me just toss my tablet to the floor?
I did.
I gotta get that. Fill the gap right now.
You just gave it a throw, so it's fine. It's what you do. You don't try to wing it. Wing it without the tablet. You don't need that.
It's like my first podcast today. I've unplugged my headphones. Now I've tossed the iPad, which stores all the information that I'm going to talk about.
See what happens when we don't have a producer?
Damn it, Gerald! You can't just take vacation or holiday. So if I was picking for you, I would say those, and then for myself,
for you, I'm going to say Sea of Solitude and Dragon Quest Builders 2, and maybe, just maybe, Dr. Mario World.
I love Dr. Mario. I suck so hard at it, but I'll download it and play it for long enough to remind me that I suck at it.
Those would be the three I would say you're probably in on.
Yep. Pretty jazzed up for Dragon Quest Builders 2.
I know you are.
I'll get to it in 6 months, but I'm excited about it now. So that's where I'm at on that. That's your new releases, folks.
That's your new releases for July of 2019.
Now, this next story is a correction, but it's not our fault.
It's true.
We reported last week you were getting Pro Evolution Soccer as part of the PlayStation Plus lineup for July. And that was true at the time of recording.
It has since changed by Sony.
Sony put the kibosh on that. They 86th Pro Evolution Soccer right off the lineup for July.
And they have replaced it with Detroit Become Human.
And it's also the deluxe version.
Yes, which immediately makes their PS Plus lineup 1,000 times better. If you're one of those mathematicians that doesn't know how math works.
Yeah, it's roughly 1,000 times better. So it's the deluxe version, so you get access to Detroit, but you also get access to Heavy Rain. So 2 games for the price of none, and you're still getting that other Horizon driving game.
Horizon driving, yeah.
But yeah, Pro Evolution Soccer has been taken off the list, and here's the weird part. Konami seems just as confused as you do.
Yeah, they have no idea what happened. They found out the same time everyone else did.
Yeah, in a short statement, Konami spokesperson said the decision was made by Sony. So please make an inquiry to Sony.
Yes. And the PES brand manager, Lennart Bobzien, told GameSpot on the day of the change that it was not planned and had taken them by surprise. I cannot really tell you what happened because I just found out today in the morning when I opened my laptop. I can't really explain.
The good news is Sony cleared everything up in a statement that they made. We have decided to make a change to the PS Plus lineup for this month. We will be offering Detroit Become Human Digital Edition instead of PES 2019. This was a decision we decided to make as a company, and we apologize for any inconvenience. So that clears it all up for you.
Yep. So there you go. Asked and answered.
Yep. Right. Why did you change it? We decided to make a change. Sorry for any inconvenience.
Why'd you change it? Because we wanted to change.
Now, I've gone full conspiracy theory with this.
You have.
I know the good listeners out there, they're going to want a reason why this has happened. Things don't just happen like this, right?
No.
They don't make changes like this. So right now, women's soccer is very in.
I think they're
very hot.
Yep.
The day of recording, the finals happening.
The finals happening today.
What do we call it? Championship finals.
It's called the World Cup final.
The finals happening today. With the Netherlands and the United States.
In the United States, that's correct.
So women's soccer is front and center right now. You're seeing a lot of big stars wearing the jerseys. You're seeing a lot of celebrities, a lot of athletes, a lot of normal people. And there's a little bit of pressure right now on the interweb of people pushing Konami and PES to add women players to the rosters, teams and players, I guess. And
Konami
has Konami has come right out and said that they're not planning on doing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes sense for them. There's probably a lot of licensing and things like that to go into it. It'd be something you would introduce into the next game, probably.
So essentially what you're doing is you're anticipating a backlash.
Yep.
Is much like Sony is what you're saying. And therefore that is why they have dropped that.
I think so, because I think there's less backlash if it's not the free game that everybody's playing, realizing it doesn't have women's soccer, football in there.
Fair enough. I think it's also I kind of agree with you. I also think that probably a metric shit ton of people complained about their lineup, so they had to do something to fix it.
For sure. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's weird because by changing it, it's not a story. But had they not changed it, I think it really becomes a story that they're refusing to add women's. Mm-hmm. And I think that word refusing is probably the wrong word also. They're just saying, like, right now they don't have a plan to add it.
Right. And I think you're onto something there. The biggest reason being is because it would have been so much easier and probably smarter for them to take Horizon Zero Rush or whatever the fuck that game is and take that off the roster, that game no one's ever heard of, and put maybe another indie that they own that's someone that's more popular, or even just replace it with what they did, Detroit Become Human, and leave PES on there. But they specifically made a choice to take the biggest title that they had on their Plus lineup and remove that with something else.
Horizon could be a great game. Horizon Rush, whatever it's called. Saying Horizon's wrong because you think I'm talking about Zero Dawn. That driving game, though. But I appreciate Marshall 205's live reaction to seeing that game on PlayStation Plus. What the fuck is this? that was his raw emotion when he was on there last night downloading them to his library. And I said, it's some sort of driving game. He goes, well, that looks like shit.
Yeah.
And I said, I think that's like artistically
how it's supposed to look.
Yeah, I believe it's stylized. And he said, well, it looks like shit either way. And I don't have a rebuttal for that.
No. Well, because that's an opinion thing, and you can't.
Yeah.
Denounce.
Yeah. When I explain what I think is going on, and your response is, well, it still looks like shit. I go, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you've decided that, you would be correct. So I do think this is a better lineup by putting Detroit in there, and it also comes with Heavy Rain. But a little controversy here on what really happened. I just want the real story, Sony. Konami's telling me they don't know, so you gotta elaborate. What happened? You worried about the women's soccer?
Tell me. Sony's told me we made a change.
Yeah.
Which we already knew. But thanks.
Sony, why'd you make a change? We're making a change.
Okay,
all right.
That's some politis speak right there.
Where you don't even answer the question. You just issue a separate statement that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
So yeah, that's happening. So correction, but not on our part. And apparently not on Sony's part either.
No.
They just
made a change.
Yeah, made a change. Making a change. Hey, sorry for any inconvenience.
We just did something different. Sorry.
Yeah, you said we could wear shorts, but everybody has pants on. Yeah, we made a change. Sorry. Why did you make that change? Because we did. What's up? Put some pants on, maybe.
Because we made a change.
Yeah, because we changed it.
Why you guys keep asking me the same question over and over again?
Just wondering why. Because we changed it. Yeah, it seems like right now would be the perfect time to give away a soccer game, but we decided not to, okay?
Right.
The hottest moment possible. It's sort of similar to Avengers not coming out. The game not coming out alongside the movie when it couldn't have been hotter.
Right.
Just a change, right? We just didn't want to do what made sense here. Also, if you're going to give away a soccer game, give away FIFA.
Think so?
I'm not saying FIFA's better, but the brand recognition and the value recognition would be much higher with FIFA over Pro Evolution.
Probably, but
as someone who's not going to play either one of them.
But if you get FIFA, you only get like half a game because you got to buy all the microtransactions.
You got to get the FIFA Ultimate Team.
Right.
So you think EA couldn't wait to give that away?
Well, yeah.
And for the love of God, Sony, give away Firewall. You did a free weekend. Just give the damn game away so more people play it. It's too good. It's too good to keep held hostage. Anyways, next story.
Spider-Man on PS4.
Marvel's Spider-Man.
Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4. Sorry. Adds Far From Home suits for free, and they're out now.
Yeah, 2 suits.
The upgraded suit and the stealth suit from Far From Home.
I just like that they're just adding suits to this game. I like that they're not done with this game, but they kind of are done with it. I like that they're just revisiting it. I
mean, as far as DLC goes, you're not going to... Actual playable DLC, you're not going to see any, but they're just going to keep adding suits.
Smart. It's a smart thing to do. It's fun. it brings new people in who didn't play it but just saw Far From Home and was like, oh, I'm
maybe interested in it now.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree.
That's smart. I like it. It's a fun story. I put it on there because I didn't want everybody to be focusing on the conspiracy that just happened. I'll put the fun story so we could segue to the rest of the news.
Yeah, we took our tinfoil hats off for that one.
Remedy, creators of Alan Wake, have brought their baby back home.
They own it now. They acquired the rights from Microsoft.
So Remedy acquired the series and publishing rights from Microsoft. The company announced in a message to its investors, simply stating the publishing rights for Alan Wake games are reverted to Remedy. They also made a statement later on saying that the Alan Wake, it could bring Alan Wake to different platforms. So it's not locked on Xbox anymore. I think it's been 9 years since the launch of Alan Wake. I don't know how much...
I don't think there's a call for it.
Yeah, I don't know how much goodwill the Alan Wake franchise has, but I think Remedy is very passionate about Alan Wake. And I think it's something they want to do, and I assume that it'll end up being a great game because I'm a fan of Alan Wake.
Yeah.
A little too shit your pants for me, but I'm a fan of it.
It's a little shit your pants.
Yeah, I own it.
I played it. I have the collector's edition.
Yeah, but I'm a fan. Did it come with a flashlight? It seems like the right thing to give away with that game.
No, it came with like a book.
Yeah, they missed the mark. Well, that's smart too, though.
Yeah, because he's a writer.
Yeah, but a flashlight would have been smart as well. One that when you turn it on, every like 30 seconds it flashes, like blinks.
No, that's not cool.
I can't fucking see
at all.
So yeah, that's a fun story too. Cuphead's DLC. Been delayed to 2020, but it doesn't matter because it looks incredible just like Cuphead.
Yeah. They also released a teaser trailer.
Yep. So the Delicious Last Course DLC, which was shown off in E3 2018 with a release schedule of sometime in 2019, has now been delayed to 2020 according to Studio MDHR. They did put out a new trailer. It's 30 seconds. It's a teaser. It looks great. I mean...
More Cuphead.
Yeah, it looks great. Cuphead's also coming to Tesla this summer. So you can play a frustratingly hard game
while you're driving. Cool.
No, they don't work while you're driving. But I don't know. What do you like? When do you sit in your car when it's charging? Like, I don't know when you just sit in your car and play a game on the screen. I don't know. I guess I do know because I spend more time sitting in my car than most people. But I don't know. I don't want someone to walk up to the car and be like, what are you doing? I'm like, playing Cuphead. You know?
Yeah, I don't sit in I'm in my car when I drive. I don't just sit there.
Well, I find myself waiting on people a lot.
Oh.
Not like in a stalk. I sound like I'm a stalker, doesn't it? It sounds like I'm a PI maybe. You're not a PI. I have to meet coworkers in the what we call the field, which is the streets,
which is out and about.
Yeah. So I sometimes arrive before them, or they're in the middle of something when I do arrive, so I have to wait. So maybe I'm the perfect candidate to have Cuphead in the car, but that's the last game I want to play in the car because it's frustratingly hard.
Right.
So yeah, Cuphead coming to Tesla this summer. DLC coming next year. If you don't have Cuphead, you should buy it, probably on Switch.
Did I tell you that I got to see a guy play speedrun just the bosses?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's fucking crazy.
Cuphead is crazy.
A dude speedran the bosses. And I was losing track of what the hell was going on the screen because there's missiles and bees and all kinds of shit coming at you. And I'm just like, holy crap. I don't know how he did it.
I was talking about Beat Saber to Patman, our friend Patman, last night.
Mm-hmm.
And the same kind of thing happens in Beat Saber where you just like black out and you're just doing it. That's so what happens in Cuphead.
Yeah. That's neat.
Yeah, like
it was amazing to watch.
So when you're playing Beat Saber, the squares, the cubes are coming at you and they're color coded and they have a direction on them, and that's the direction you have to slice with a saber.
Mm-hmm.
They get so fast though that you can't look at them anymore. But your body like takes over like this weird like muscle memory because it kind of is a little slower at first. and you're just doing it. And where you mess up is when you're like, whoa, what's up? What am I tap? Like, what am I doing right now? That's when you mess up. Like, if you can just space totally out, you could probably like ace every board on there because your body just like, it gets it. And it's super cool. Like, you don't have to think. I mean, the same kind of thing happened with Guitar Hero.
Yep.
Where you would just like, your body would just understand the movement that needs to be made. And they do the mapping of the Imagine Dragons pack, which however you feel about Imagine Dragons, I'm not the world's largest fan. However you land on them, though, the mapping to those songs is very, very well done. The best that I think Beat Saber has done.
Really?
So the movement feels right. As a guy with no rhythm, I feel pretty good in Beat Saber. I know I look silly out of it, but inside there, I feel pretty damn good. Pretty good.
Well, good for you.
So, Cuphead is the same kind of way. I think you get in a zone where you almost space out and you're just like, it looks like what you're saying, like you almost can't even keep track of what's on the screen, but it's just happening.
You're just doing it.
Yeah, you're just doing it. If I need to explain it, I probably can't, but I'm just doing it.
It's kind of how Contra was back in the day.
Yeah. Cuphead's got that vibe. It's hard as hell. I need to get back to Cuphead. The head of cups.
We'll do it then.
Talk
about it, do it.
Damn. Put the law, lay down the law, put the foot down. One of the few pop vinyls, one of the few that I own, Cuphead and Mugman.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. They look real good.
Real.
They don't look like pop. They look like Cuphead and Mugman. Like they're those stylized ones that don't necessarily look like all the pops look.
I gotcha. They
look good. So we've all heard of Prime Days, Amazon.
We have.
They do a little sale. They do a little come buy stuff from us. It turns out GameStop is trying to combat Prime Days a little bit. They're launching their own sale. It's called the Game Days of Summer Sale. It's going to run for 2 full weeks. It starts today, July 7th, and it runs through July 20th. And it's the largest sale of the season, whatever that means. I guess summer. And there's a list here I've put. Now I'm not read the list, but is there anything on this list that jumps out at you? And then I'll kind of go what jumps out at me.
No.
Okay, so yours is quick.
Not really. I mean, Anthem for $20 is okay. If you're
not bad.
Into Anthem. I'm not. I know I'm not. I've paid too much attention to it to know that I do not want to take part in that train wreck. I'm a little let down that Days Gone is only $40.
$40 is expensive, yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3 is $20. I feel like that's a decent deal.
Yeah, if you play that.
Fallout 76 is finally, I think, starting to get okay. It's $25.
Think so?
Yeah, I think people are more into that.
Are you going to pick it up for that?
No.
Okay.
Anthem for $20, Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $20. I think both of those are okay. There's not a lot.
Odyssey is the one that takes place, is the Greek one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
What was the other one called?
Origins, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there's a couple things there. Consoles and accessories. Get a free $50 gift card when you buy an Xbox One S or X. Get a Starlink starter pack when you buy a new Nintendo Switch, which I think that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a GameCube style gold or silver wireless controller for the Switch for $40. I can tell you, GameCube style means it's not Nintendo made.
Right.
So maybe stay away from that. 20% off new wireless Xbox One controllers. That's the 7th through the 13th. Turtle Beach 700 premium wireless gaming headset for $120, and a HyperX Cloud Alpha Pro gaming headset for $85.
As far as they're also throwing some deals out on toys, collectibles, and apparel. You can get 3 pop vinyl figures for $25. They have to be $12 and under through July 13th. Buy one, get one 50% off select amiibo. Buy one, get one half off all action figures. Get all t-shirts for $10 each. That runs from the 7th to the 13th.
That's not a terrible deal.
No, that's not. Save $20 when you buy Forza Horizon 4 and any Thrustmaster Xbox One racing wheel. You get $40 off of all Kingdom Hearts and Fallout collectibles.
40%.
Did I say $40?
Yeah, which is a screaming deal on something that costs 10.
Yeah, I meant 40%. Sorry. And you get 20% off select collectibles, including Fortnite, Pokemon, and more. And that only runs from the 14th to the 20th.
They also listed some trade-in values, so we'll go over this. We're getting the end of the life cycle, so you guys might want to be turning some of these loose. $275 if you trade a PS4 Pro, Xbox One X, or an iPhone 8. Don't ask me why iPhones are listed here. I'm just reading the list. Mm-hmm. $225 trade-in credit for a Switch, a 1TB PS4, or an iPhone 7 Plus. $175 trade-in credit for a 500GB PS4, an Xbox One S, or an iPhone 7. And $125 trade-in credit for an original Xbox One or an iPhone 6S. So, if you're thinking about cutting ties to a console because we're getting towards the end, now might be the time to do so. Trade that shit in, you know what I'm saying?
Trade it in. I'm debating trading in my Xbox.
Yeah, you're thinking about it. We talked a little bit before the show. Yeah. You're debating it.
I'm debating it. I never use it. I never use my Xbox.
And you were debating trading it in towards a Switch, which you then debated that you may never play also.
Right.
So there's a lot of debating going. A lot of debating.
Yeah. That's where we're at with that.
I'm a supporter of you trading in the Xbox for the Switch, but I don't want to have a say one way or the other because I don't want to be the guy that right after you trade the Xbox is like, we should all play Sea of Thieves. So I'll just let you decide whatever you decide, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm into it. I'm into whatever. This sale's not that great. I'll be totally honest with everybody.
It's not
awesome.
GameStop
sale's not that great.
It's not awesome. Wait for Prime days.
But Prime sales for video games typically also not that great.
True.
Good for other things, not that great for video games.
Yeah, I always pay attention to Prime days.
So there's that.
Because I never know what garbage I can find that I don't need but I want.
Mm-hmm. And I pay attention to them because 2 months from now they're going to be at the $5 store. Everything that happens during Prime. So that's fun.
Oh.
That's it. It's all the news.
All the news.
That's
Air quotes news.
Done with it. News is over. No new news. And that rides. We're just going to smash right into shout outs now. Right in the face of shout outs. And if you were like, what's a shout out? I've never even heard of a shout out. Never in my life. It's just a little segment where we talk about, we give people the time to say what they need to say. And they're people who, patrons, lovely patrons, who support us at the $10 tier or above at patreon.com/GameStitch. And this is their time. I mean, they've earned it. They've worked hard for it. And,
we need to come up with on a side note, we need to come up with a new name for our Patreon supporters.
You don't like patrons? That's what they're called.
I don't know. We need something that's relevant, like I don't like Stitchions maybe.
That's too. I don't like it.
Something like that.
We're gonna workshop it for you guys.
We'll get it figured out. But I just want to put that out there that we need to come up with something that's not so generic. That we need to make them unique to us.
Mm-hmm. So we've got two shout outs. We've got Thomas and we've got Zach. I'm gonna go first with Thomas. So a few weeks ago, I talked about my love for watching videos of like camper van conversions, pull behind trailers. When I was talking about woodworking videos, these are things I like to watch on YouTube. Thomas, out of nowhere, we weren't speaking, we weren't talking, we weren't texting, sends me a video that says Stealth Van 2.0, homemade off the grid stealth camper van, carries motorcycles inside tiny house. That's the name of the video, and I was like, so I just replied, this already looks good just by the title.
And, I already like it.
He went on to tell me basically he's thinking about doing one of these conversions because Thomas works remotely.
Yes, he does.
And his vehicle is his office, his place of residence, just about. So he's thinking about turning a van into his own little personal tiny home area for sleeping and playing games. And
that's cool.
I told him, unlike you, which I couldn't support on the trade-in for the Xbox One, I told him I was very supportive of the camper van. It's just a panel van that's converted.
Uh-huh.
But I told him I was very much into it. It's not even a panel van. It's just a van, but converted over. But I told him I'm into it. I'm supportive of this. I want to see step-by-steps. I want to see photography. I want to see the transition. As that van transitions from a vehicle, to a home.
That's cool. That is a cool idea.
Or at least a mobile getaway. So
I really like that.
Yeah, and if you guys just love a tiny space that someone lives in, don't be shy to send a video over. I like it.
No. Yeah.
And then our other shout out comes from Zach, and this isn't going to make any sense to you guys.
But we're going to get it.
So Zach's shout out is a quick thanks for German pancakes and King's Sweet Hawaiian rolls. And
could I just say, I have a personal affection for any shout out that includes food in it, as I'm sure Ryan does.
Yeah.
Quite sure.
The one sure was enough. We didn't even need both sures. One sure was fine.
I needed to make everything clear.
One sure was enough that people were like, oh yeah, he likes food. Two sures is like, oh, he's fat. Like one was fine. There's no context for that, but there is context for that for you guys or for us. But that's all you needed to know is that he's into German pancakes and King's Hawaiian sweet rolls. Now, where do you fall on the Hawaiian rolls?
They're really, really, really good. I find them perfect for like sandwiches for lunch.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I make a sandwich for lunch, a whole thing of bread is just too much. Mm-hmm. And it's not, I don't want that much for lunch. And sometimes, because you never know where you're going to end up sometimes. So you can get like that little soggy spots in the bread. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, me and soggy are out.
That I'm not a fan of and I won't eat. That doesn't happen with the King's Hawaiians rolls, but you can put some ham and some Swiss cheese on there. And it just blends perfectly with the taste of those sweet rolls.
They sell a little pack of 4.
Uh-huh.
And you can grab like 2 pieces of cheese and a handful of ham, and you can throw on there turkey or whatever, and
you are good to go.
They're quite delightful.
Mm-hmm.
They really are well crafted.
Now they also have they make like hot dog rolls and hamburger, and I'm not into that. I don't think.
Now I love the hot dogs. I've tried their hot dog rolls, and it's doing something that I don't need it to do.
I don't need that with my hot dog, right?
Yeah, and same way for hamburger buns. It's like a little too much.
Yeah.
It's a little too... You're messing up the dynamic a little bit.
Yep. I agree 100%.
But if we're talking the sweet rolls themselves...
I can just eat one. You don't need even butter on it. You just eat the sweet roll.
No, but like a hot day, you're like working out in the yard, you come in, you make those 4 little sandwiches and maybe a couple chips in the middle of it.
Now, you know how they do taste good. They taste good with some honey butter on them.
I don't ever put anything like that. I'll just eat them like they are.
I've done it once just to try it, and it was delicious. But you're right, you don't need anything to put on them.
They're really delightful. They really are. And pancakes of any kind I'm into.
Yeah, of any ethnicity. They don't need to be German.
They don't have to specifically be Puma branded for me. Right? They could just be any pancakes is fine. They don't have to.
I do have to say I'm more of a waffle guy, but I can get behind pancakes.
We've tackled the great debate before, but yeah, I'm a pancake
a number
man.
Of times.
So that's it. That's it. All the shout outs. That's all the show even.
Yes, it's everything.
Get a hold of Gerald, let him know that it was pretty selfish for him to take vacation with his family
and
versus being on the show.
And it was a disaster without him here.
Yeah, but it was
I don't think
borderline
it was,
unacceptable.
It would have been fine except for Ryan had his first date jitters or something.
Yeah, I'm new to the mic. I'm not used to the spotlight, and this show thing's hard. It's tough, You think we just come on here and flip the studio lights on and start? I mean, there's a lot to it. We got to be professionals. We both wear 3-piece
loosely, but okay.
Yeah, we both wear 3-piece suits when we're recording.
Yep. I think I already told everybody I had a Captain America shirt on, and I believe I also mentioned it was a tank top. So
I think everybody that listens has a short-term memory. Until you brought it back up, we were fine. I'm not going to lie to the listener. I'm not going to lie to the listeners. I'm in tails each week, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, he looks dresses just like Jim Carrey out of Dumb and Dumber.
I've got
he's got on that sweet ass orange.
I've got a gray dry fit shirt on, and gray shorts. I look like a casual gray Power Ranger.
Yes.
Because I'm matching.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah, you got to see a profile. I really look like
I was waiting
one.
for you to jump into the gray lion.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, that's Voltron. My bad.
I don't think there is a gray Power Ranger.
There isn't.
Power Angel.
There isn't.
I got hung up on that one.
It's what? Blue, pink, red, yellow, black, blue.
Did you say green?
Yep. Green was the first one I said.
See, people don't have a memory. You could have got away with it.
You don't have a memory.
I don't have a memory.
That's different.
I think if people understood what my memory was like, they would be that much more impressed with the fact this happens every week.
And they would understand why you need your tablet so much, why we have to grind to a halt.
Yeah, when I tossed that on the floor, I pretty much ended the show. I don't know what to do. Because there's some notes on there for us to speak to that I forget almost the second that I put on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some people write things down and remember it.
Yeah.
Not you.
Mm-mm. I'm also not one of those people that's like, oh, once I do it a couple times. Nope. I really just don't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes I think that's my kryptonite, the memory.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've heard from you. Oh yeah, I think I do remember you telling me that.
Yeah, that's all. That's my entire life. Like if you were to sum up my whole life, that's what it oh yeah, I think so. A lot of times I say that because I don't even want to acknowledge the fact that I don't even remember.
That you don't remember.
So I'm like,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
I'll tell you where it's a problem when someone's like,
you say that and then they want to expand on it.
Or they're like, you remember I told you that? And you're like, I don't not remember that you told me that. I don't remember that you told me that. Like you might have told me that. Especially if you seem trustworthy. Like there's no reason for you to not have told me that.
Right.
I also don't remember what I told you, if I told you this or not. So sometimes I'll launch into a story that I've already told because I can't remember. But it's
You've done that.
Borderline medical condition for me. It's a low grade disability for me.
It's close, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like that dude in Memento.
It's bad. Like I can't remember anything. It's bad. Long term memory is shoddy at best, but short term memory is fucked. Yeah.
We're both on the same page with your short term memory.
It is not good.
Tell.
It is not good at all.
Because that wasn't in a tablet.
Well, I'll do we'll do the show and I'll be like, that's a great name for the episode.
And then you'll forget.
And then I'll start trying to name it. I'm like, what did I say was a great name for it? I remember that I thought something was a great name, but I can't remember what it was.
You need to write it down.
Yeah, I don't have a pen.
You have a tablet.
And then sometimes it comes to me, and sometimes I just name it something totally different, and that great title is just gone into the ether.
That's happened before, too, where we've talked about what we're going to call it. Oh, we're going to call it. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm going to call it that. And then it's suddenly, it's not what it is.
The great thing is that no one has any idea what I'm going to name it.
Right. Until it comes out.
Including myself.
And we check it out the next morning. You're like, okay, that.
Yeah. Is there ever a title you look at and you're like, I don't even really understand that?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. There's somewhere in my head, there was a reason.
Sometimes.
Yeah. I named the episode Power On when you came back and didn't have power.
Yeah. I mean, I understood that one.
That was a fun one.
But no, there's some that I'm like, what? I don't remember what that is.
See? Yeah, it's struggle's real.
No, it's different.
Struggle's damn real.
No, it's nothing I was ever. It's different. It's completely different than what you're remembering or not remembering.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
I know.
Yeah, it's tough. At work I make like an unreasonable amount of Post-it notes.
I'm sure.
If not, I would be fired. And I still sometimes people will call and be like, "Hey, do you not remember me saying I needed that by noon?" And I'm like, I'll get it to you in a second.
There's my Post-it note.
I don't know. I don't know if you said that or not. I can't. I'm not at a point where
confirm nor deny.
Yeah, without some research, I'm not at the point where I can dispute whether or not you told me that.
Now, do you ever forget to look at your Post-it notes?
Well, no, but I don't know what I meant a lot of the time.
Oh, you do that code thing, that shorthand thing, and then you're like, oh, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm like, I wrote 32, and then I wrote today's date on it. I'm like, I can't think of anything that 32 means. Like, nothing at all. Like that. Why would that be my note? That was the worst note.
How the fuck are you still alive?
I don't know. Because you don't need to remember anything to stay alive. My body tells me when it's time to eat and drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I need cues. I need life cues like that.
Fair enough.
This has been episode 338. Gerald sucks. And
you're gonna remember that. I bet you don't forget that title.
I'm probably gonna name it Gerald's Holiday. It's probably what I'm gonna. It's probably gonna be episode.
Gerald sucks is funny.
It's probably gonna be episode 338. Gerald's Holiday. Because I don't want to be too hard on him because we need him.
You know? Okay, that's fair. Yeah, we can't.
Yeah.
No. We can't ripple the waves too much.
You don't shit where you eat.
That's what they say.
That's all right?
I don't think. I think it's you don't shit where you sleep. But.
You shouldn't shit where you eat either.
Yeah, I know that, but that's not the saying.
You shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't shit where you eat. Like on the table would be unacceptable. I thought if you lay down with fleas, if you lay down, what is it? You sleep with trash, you wake up with fleas. How's that go?
I don't know. You're the one with the shitty memory. Stop trying to remember things.
You know that one? If you lay down with,
if you lie with dogs, you get fleas.
Yeah, that's it. I was super close to it.
If you lay down in trash, you get fleas.
Is it? That's about surrounding yourself by the wrong people, right? That's what that's. Say it means the same thing.
No.
Yep. I think those are both good. So Gerald sucks. That's pretty much how I'll wrap up today. Oh, it's episode 338. We've been doing this for 338 of these.
Good night. You remembered.
Goodbye. No, it's written down. Good night.